Hello and welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, Rəsmi. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham has received Araz Ahmedov on his appointment as head of Masali District Executive Authority, Akbar Abbasov on his appointment as head of Layiq District Executive Authority, and Elvin Pashayev on his appointment as head of Görə District Executive Authority. The head of state noted that, first of all, it is necessary to analyze the situation in the regions, identify and eliminate existing shortcomings, stressing that as a result of the implementation of the state programs for the socio-economic development of the regions in recent years, large-scale improvement work was carried out in the regions, large infrastructure projects were implemented, and most of the problems that troubled people for many years were eliminated. President Ilham stated that the population of the country had grown, therefore job creation was of particular importance. Serious steps are taken to combat unemployment, said the head of state, and stressed that the creation of paid social jobs had gained wider scope and there was a quota for each district. Unfortunately, in some areas, people who should have been involved in these works are not involved, but on the contrary, the funds allocated for them were appropriated by the heads of the executive powers and other officials. Recalling that these people have been brought to criminal liability, the head of state said that this demonstrates that no one can be above the law. One of my instructions during the appointment of all heads of executive power is a merciless fight against corruption, bribery, and the heads of executive power should set an example in this matter, President Ilham said, and stressed that unfortunately some of them went the wrong way and today are reaping bitter fruits, which should be a lesson for every government official. The head of state instructed the newly appointed heads of executive power to be in constant contact with people in all villages, live with their concerns and work to solve their problems. Be guided in their activities by the principle of social justice. Our policy is aimed at improving the well-being of the Azerbaijani people. Our policy strengthens the international authority of the country, and as a result of our policy, Azerbaijan put an end to the occupation policy of Armenia by military and then political means, liberated our ancestral lands, restored historical justice, returned our national pride. The head of state said and noted that special attention needs to be paid to the families of martyrs. The duty of every government official, and not only a government official, but every person, is to become a support for them. I will say again, the state and I, as president, are always interested in their problems. I solve them. I am always next to them. And every government official should do the same. President Ilham emphasized and spoke about the steps taken by the state to address the social issues of this category of citizens. President Ilham noted that the heads of executive power themselves should take the initiative in connection with the development of the regions. They must attract local and foreign entrepreneurs to the regions. The head of state stressed that very rich tourism potential of Görə, Masali and Layiq regions and says that turning them into tourism centers is one of the main tasks. Noted that all three regions have excellent opportunities for the development of agriculture, stressed the importance of efficient land use. The head of state said that in a number of cases in the capital and in the regions, lands are illegally seized by officials, stressed that the necessary steps are being taken to prevent this. President Ilham also touched upon the importance of public oversight for better work in the regions, noting that the recent multi-vector reforms in our country, including the management and personal reforms, demonstrated our policy and intentions to the entire Azerbaijani public. The head of state noted the very great prospects for Azerbaijan and said that in the current situation of Azerbaijan, in a period of rapid development, if any state official does his official duty in bad faith, he will of course be punished. We cannot allow someone to cast a shadow on our successful development, create a nest of bribery somewhere for themselves, and shake the foundations of our state, said President Ilham. The newly appointed heads of the executive authorities of the districts expressed gratitude to the head of state for the great trust placed in them, assured that they would work with all responsibility to justify this trust, and would work hard to adequately fulfill the issues arising from the instructions of the head of state and the tasks assigned to them. 195 more mines were found in the liberated areas, according to the weekly statement of Azerbaijan's Mine Action Agency. From July 18th to 24th, 184 anti-personnel mines, 11 anti-tank mines, as well as 181 unexploded ordnance were found and neutralized in Tartar, Agdam, Khochavend, Füzuli, Shusha, Qubadli and Zengilan. 953 hectares were cleared of mines and exploded ordnance. The cadets of the Military Institute, named after Heydar Aliyev, are conducting practical classes in the field. The cadets carry out various standards of drill, physical and firing training. During the classes, the military personnel is instructed on the safety rules. The cadets improve their skills in detecting and destroying targets of an imaginary enemy, bringing weapons into the state of combat readiness and using them as a training range. On July 25th, the Youth Summit of the Non-Aligned Movement kicked off. The last day of the summit, that will continue for 5 days, will take place in Shusha.
Representatives from more than 60 countries, members of the non-aligned movement, are participating in the forum. Address from the head of state to forum participants was read out at the opening ceremony of the summit. It was underlined that the forum is significant in terms of strengthening cooperation among the youth. The speakers noted that Azerbaijan pays special attention to the youth policy. The youth is successfully represented in various spheres.
The final documents of the summit will be discussed. Delegates will take part in the simulation session of the non-aligned movement model. Presentations will be demonstrated in the training session on effective management of organizations, and panel discussions will feature various officials. The main objective is to transform the youth network into the international youth organization. I represent Zimbabwe and the African continent at the youth summit of the non-aligned movement. I'm glad that for the first time in history I participate in it. 1.2 billion people in the world are youth. If we look at the current situation, we see that young people have been hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Youth representing different countries gathered in Baku to solve problems in the post-pandemic period. States should support young people and attach importance to cooperation with them.
The summit is the first forum of the youth network, which was established in October of 2021. The event will continue for 5 days.
This is a very good project. This is my first time in Azerbaijan. Gathering of young people from around the world as part of the program aimed at calls for peace and tranquility will give additional impetus. I think that the calls which young people will voice in Baku will be important for supporting peace and prosperity. I'm sure that the summit will create new realities and opportunities for the country. The world is inhabited by people representing different races, religions and nationalities. Azerbaijan's call for peace and harmony will bear fruit.
Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov is expected to attend the closing ceremony of the summit. The foreign participants will also visit Shusha.
That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.